Hello everybody and welcome to the ESI Digest, where we run through the biggest esports business related news stories of the week. I'm your host Tom Daniels, the sub-editor of Esports Insider, and today we have 5 huge news stories in the world of esports business. But before we jump into this week's digest, I do want to thank our partners, data services platform GRID Esports. If you do want to find out more about their data services, head over to their website. On this week's ESI Digest, we're going to be covering Betway and G2 Esports' next level partnership, Blast partnering with Fortnite to produce the FNCS All-Star Showdown, the LCO announcing a naming rights deal with DoorDash, Fnatic COO Glenn Calvert announcing his departure from the organisation, and finally we're going to be talking about Power League Gaming unveiling a 10,000 square foot facility. Let's get into this. So our first story of the ESI Digest is that massive partnership deal between Betway and G2 Esports. Now, according to the release, the 2-year agreement will see Betway and G2 Esports collaborate on a series of fan-focused promotions focused on encouraging growth across multiple channels. Now, this is expected to include co-creating show matches, live streams, fan activations, giveaway, and a variety of other video content. What makes this deal very interesting to me is that this is G2's first gambling-based partnership since 2018 when the organisation teamed up with ESP.bet for the foray into esports betting and fantasy. And also, if you do want to check out the article, we do have an exclusive with a couple of quotes from Ocelot and from Adam Stevenson of Betway Esports as well to kind of discuss more about this partnership. One of the key points that Adam Stevenson from the article did say is that the G2 partnership is going to have a distinct and innovative activation plan, which is tailored specifically towards the fan base. Now, we've seen a lot of collaborations with Betway. They've partnered a lot in CSGO, obviously most notably with Blast Premier, and we've also seen recently G2 have really upped their activation games right now, with Adidas being one of them, among others as well. So I think this is really, really interesting. I think it'd be intriguing to see what the activation are, but given kind of the notoriety of how both of these brands kind of collaborate with previous organizations or previous partners, I do think that this could be a very, very interesting sponsorship deal. Our second story of the ESI Digest is esports tournament organizer Blast partner with Fortnite to produce the Fortnite Champion Series All-Star Showdown. Now, the event is set to commence on June 21st and features a $3 million prize pool. Now, the All-Star Showdown marks the halfway stage of the 2021 Fortnite Champion Series, and it's set to feature brand new Fortnite creative maps, which are said to increase individual player skill. Also, the invited top players will also compete in a team-based, non-battle royale mode, with the week-long event accumulating in a battle royale solo competition which splits up all the trios which have been invited. Now, according to the release, the All-Star Showdown will invite players from the top 30 FNCS trios within each of Fortnite's 7 server regions. Now, this includes Oceania, Asia, Middle East, Europe, Brazil, North America East, and North America West. And with the kind of cumulative event, it will have basically one winner from each server. Now, about the partnership itself with Blast, I think there are 2 major points to consider, and that is the fact that Fortnite and Epic Games have kind of outlisted a third-party tournament operator to help produce this show. I think that that is something that we've not really seen much of, in my opinion, in the Fortnite scene compared to other esports such as CSGO and a lot of kind of other shooter kind of games. I do think that this is actually a really smart choice because Blast, as we've seen, from the Blast Premier, their production, I think, is up there with some of the best production in all of esports, if I'm being honest, in my opinion. And so I think having someone like that go on board with Fortnite hopefully can kind of increase the production value, increase the, kind of intrigue in this tournament. So I do think that if this does go well, we could see further collaborations between Blast and Fortnite. Obviously, Blast, well known for being on CSGO, but have also done, a lot of other tournaments. Obviously, they partnered with Riot Games to host the Valorant Ignition series, and they've also done Dota 2 events as well. So this isn't out of the realms of possibility for Blast to go into Fortnite. I think this is actually going to be a really interesting partnership to look back on in a couple years, because is it going to be that Blast kind of did this one-off event and then that was it? Or are we going to see more Fortnite integration, which was kind of started through this effort between Epic Games, Fortnite, and Blast? Our third story of the ESI Digest is talking about naming rights. Obviously, we had Dignitas Quantum Pay, we've had TSM FTX, and now we have LCO. Yes, it seems that the LCO, which is I believe the ESL and Guinevere Capital owned League of Legends competition for Oceania has announced a partnership with DoorDash, which is an on-demand platform. As such, they will now go by the name DoorDash LCO, and there will also be a few other upcoming activations which will be integrated into LCO broadcasts. Some of the new DoorDash LCO broadcasts includes the DoorDash Send It replays and the Player That Delivered segments. Now, exact details of what these segments will kind of entail have not been revealed, but also we can also say that DoorDash LCO will be remaining on basically every social media. It's a full takeover, a full naming rights partnership. There's not much more to say about this partnership, but I think this is very good for the LCO. Obviously, the Oceanic League of Legends scene has gone through quite a lot. Obviously, Riot, I believe, pulled the plug on the OPL. Then ESL and Guinevere Capital came in and created the LCO. And now they've got this, what you would consider to be a very good naming rights partnership. And it does kind of continue this trend now of League of Legends teams getting more naming rights partnership, and it does kind of come to a point of who's next, not when is the next one, because at the end of the day, I think that these partnerships now are going to be quite significant now. Obviously, you've got the branding right on the logo. It's a very, very big deal, and I do think that we're going to be seeing more of these partnerships in the future. Like I said, we've already seen it with Dignitas and TSM, so I wonder which other kind of teams will be integrated into this naming rights partnership kind of phase which we're going through. Our penultimate story of the ESI Digest was actually a story that was initially brought to light on Friday. However, I feel like it did get lost in the wayside of a lot of other news, and that is the fact that Glenn Calvert has announced that he is stepping down as the Chief Operating Officer, COO, of European esports organisation Fnatic. Now, the announcement, as I said, was made on Friday via Calvert's LinkedIn post. For those who don't know, Calvert joined Fnatic in 2019 following a 7-year tenure at Active, which is now called Hybrid Theory, I believe, which is a company that he founded. Now, during his time as Fnatic's COO, there are countless kind of developments which have gone on at Fnatic, which includes like a corporate rebranding, raising significant amounts in terms of investment, for it be crowdfunding or public or private funding, and announcing partnerships with the likes of BMW, Anderseat, Bud Light, and so on. In his LinkedIn post, Calvert did thank a multitude of personnel from the organisation and also said that he'll be launching his next venture soon. However, that project has not been revealed. Overall, I'm really interested to see what Calvert does after Fnatic. Will it be remaining within the esports sector, which I think he probably will be doing? And I'd be interested to see kind of what that venture is. Is it going to be a brand new project which he's starting up, or is he going to be joining kind of another esports organisation or another kind of esports firm in general? And secondly, this kind of leaves a big hole for me, in my opinion, for Fnatic. And I'd be very interested to see who they bring in. Obviously, they're still looking for a main sponsor as of right now. And so there are kind of a lot of other kind of factors that Fnatic need to sort out alongside now getting a new COO. It'll be very interesting to kind of keep track of how Fnatic does in the next few weeks. For our final story, we're going to be heading to Dubai, and esports and gaming company Power League Gaming has revealed its 10,000 square foot production facility. Now, the studio is expected to be used for branded content creation, production, and live broadcasts within the MENA region. Now, the launch of the facility does coincide with Power League Gaming's mission, which is to kind of boost MENA esports in terms of driving the quality up within the region. And the facility is equipped with 360-degree production solutions with high-quality broadcasting hardware and IT infrastructure. Moreover, the facility does actually feature a cafe from where spectators can view live broadcasts and events. It'll be interesting to see kind of how this facility is utilized, like what kind of tournaments are we going to be getting in this new Power League Gaming facility as well, and hopefully it does boost kind of the broadcast value of esports tournaments in MENA. And that is it for this week's ESI Digest. Once again, thank you to our partners GRID Esports for sponsoring this episode of the Digest. If you do want to check out any more of the stories that we have covered or stories that I have not covered on this episode as well, head over to Esports Insider's website. Also, don't forget to check us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And if you want to see me and hear what I'm talking about as well, then I am at the Tom Daniels. But until next time,